America, the troll industrial complex has far more influence in our day-to-day lives and your future than you realize. The quicker you guys realize this, the better for everybody. We're not going to be able to hold on to democracy if you guys keep allowing the troll industrial complex to control the narrative. Since the troll industrial complex has 16 different ways of spreading dis and misinformation on a regular basis, 24/7 on social media, through the corporate news media, I could debunk all of that in a matter of minutes. Nobody has the attention span or the background or the education to realize the breadth of this issue. And I told you guys a while back that I'm not particularly really that great at anything, but I'm good at a lot of things. And I think that adds to my ability to realize how they've impacted so many industries and how they're able to infiltrate our lives in so many ways. It starts with these multinational corporations that have control over most everything. You know, they have control over all the mortgage companies, all the banks. And when I say all, I don't mean all, but all the major ones, even small mom and pop shops. But majority of our economy has these multinational corporations embedded into their business models nowadays. They have control because they can, with one flick of the wrist, they can impact multiple industries with all the major companies all at once. So if you've wondered how they're able to, shift the pricing up on everything and make it look like everybody's on board, it's because they have influence on all the different companies. And I know that's not new information. If you connect that to all the geopolitical issues and the rise in authoritarianism and this push for fascism, and then you identify this troll industrial complex and how they're doing it, that's the methods that they're able to do it. That's how they got you guys to fight race wars. That's how they're trying to get you to fight culture wars. That's how they got you to just hate on Ukraine for no reason. That's why they got you to mistrust education system. That's how they got you to distrust physicians. It's all just a ploy just to completely cause chaos. When they do spread this misinformation, it's laden with half-truths, and that's why it seems legit, is because they'll take one thing that actually happened and it's true, and you can corroborate that in news stories and newspapers and media and social media, but then they'll take a spin on it that completely throws you off track. We've been studying this for years. I've been trying to tell you guys about this for months. And I'd be happy to show examples, but my guess is most of my subscribership and the people who view my posts are in the troll industrial complex, because my shit gets suppressed, reported all the time, even though a lot of it might be information that regular people could use. And they identify that. They're like, oh, this guy's speaking truth. We know it goes against everything we're told to say, so we're just gonna suppress it. We're gonna report it. We're gonna try to make him look like the bad guy. We're gonna scapegoat him. That's what they do. They take down anybody with half a brain and they just replace it with mindless drones and yes men. And it's incumbent upon us to realize it, identify it, call it out, and take action against it. So y'all think that the troll industrial complex just is consisting of paid content creators and paid trolls in the comments? No. They actually go so far as to bombard local government officials with heinous right-wing propaganda over and over and over, flooding their zone, being repetitive as fuck, just like we all know fascists love to be. And they just spread this disinformation, and all the regular ass people who are moderate or left-leaning, they're just busy working and living their lives. Meanwhile, these local government officials that make, $50,000, $60,000 a year or whatever, they're just getting harangued by ultra right-wing ideologues that are paid to cause chaos and division. And they'll even take it a step further, like these multinational corporations and super PACs and the billionaires that are trying to usurp democracy. They'll actually threaten anybody who disagrees with them at the local government level, and they'll flush them out if they don't fall in line. These folks that don't have any money and wealth are going up against groups of people with all of the wealth. And if they don't agree with their heinous ideology, they just replace them with a yes man that will. I mean, they send letters, they send emails, they make phone calls, they leave voicemails, they make threats, they intimidate, they cause fear. And to one person that doesn't know what they're up against, they think there's just a bunch of concerned citizens who are furious about these culture wars. When in reality, they're not even furious about the culture wars. They're paid just to cause that division and chaos. That's their whole goal. And by taking over these local government positions, they're able to control the narrative from the state and county level and the city level all the way up to the federal level. So the fight isn't necessarily just at the federal level for all this stuff. Of course, they already have SCOTUS, they're trying to take over, all parts of Congress and of course the Oval Office. But they have their talons in all the local governments too. And they have the troll industrial complex to back them up. That most people don't realize this, and they think that all this faux outrage is legitimate. So it's all a part of this troll industrial complex that is there to manage your perception, to distract, to confuse, for you guys to forget what the real issues are. All the trans talk, that's all just a distraction so billionaires can just increase the wealth gap. That's all this is to get people fighting, separate, and divide. And meanwhile, while we're looking the other way or too busy, with work in our families and our lives, they're just widening that wealth gap.